I'm building a K-pop demon hunter neighborhood in Minecraft. I'm building not just 1, not 2, or even 3, but 4 K-pop demon hunter houses. All of which will feature unique rooms full of your favorite characters from the movie. For my first house, I decided to go with a foyer, living room, and a couple bedrooms. Up the stairs, we have another little sitting area and 2 more bedrooms. And then up the stairs again, we have our final bedroom and a patio area, which is where we're gonna start building. Roomy's room! Roomy has an absolutely killer voice. No wonder she's a leader of Huntrix. I'm also in love with her purple braid. So we're gonna make her bed purple because of that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and surround it by some really pretty purple frame slabs. I want to fill up the room a little bit more, so I'm gonna put some carpet. Guys, when I found out Roomy was actually part demon, I was freaking out! But thankfully she accepts herself as she is in the end, so I'm gonna use these meteor lights to hang on the wall to kind of symbolize her patterns. I don't want them to be straight across, obviously, because her patterns are more like zigzagged, but that's kind of hard to do in Minecraft, so I'm gonna do my best. Wait, you get the vision, right? You can see it? Okay, obviously we need fairy lights, but I don't really know what color to use. Oh my gosh, guys, guess what? I found out that I can customize fairy lights, and not just the color, but I can also do shapes as well. They're little moons. Because Roomy's #1 goal has always been to steal the Hone Moon. I think she would really love those. Speaking of things she loves, Roomy loves her friends Zoe and Meera. So we can pretend that she has pictures of them in her room. In this corner, I want a desk, but I also wanted to represent Roomy's demon side. I found this table and these little black cats actually look like little demon kitties. It's perfect. Go ahead and put a purple rug underneath. I'm also gonna put a notebook on the desk, that way she can journal all of her thoughts. And I might as well go ahead and add a little something extra to the walls. In this corner, I'm gonna put a jukebox so she can listen to all of her fave music. Speaking of music, which one of the songs from K-pop Demon Hunters is your favorite? My 2 favorite are probably Golden and How It's Done. They are so good. I've only listened to them like 125 times at this point. And that's Roomy's room. Next up, we have the Derpy Tiger's room. I wanted to have this room be connected to Roomy's room since in a lot of the scenes from the movie, the tiger and Roomy are actually hanging out. In this corner, I'm gonna put a little desk where Roomy reads and responds to Jinu's letters that the tiger brings her. Some carpet and a chair. Oh my gosh, guys, also, I ship them so hard. We all know that those are secretly love letters they're sending to each other. Right over here is where the cutie tiger's bed can be. Obviously, I can't use a regular size pet bed because he's too big for it. So I think if I did something more along the lines of this, that would work out great. I think that should be big enough, right? I definitely can't forget his food and water. Perfect. Also, this was one of my favorite scenes from the movie.
Why does the bird wear a tiny hat?
I made it for the tiger, but the bird keeps taking it.
That was so funny to me. So since the bird keeps taking the tiger's hat, I have a special surprise for him. His very own hat. And it's just as small as the one in the movie. Let's add a little bit more color to this wall. I almost forgot! One of the most important details ever! The little flower pot he's obsessed with fixing. And I have one more big surprise for you guys. Ta-da! We have the Derpy Tiger in Minecraft! And look, he's already so obsessed with the pot. Isn't he so cute? Now we really don't want Meera and Zoe to find him, so we're gonna gate him in to keep him safe. And that's the Derpy Tiger room. I almost forgot! I have a Roomy doll! And I think I'm gonna put her here. Obviously, this is Roomy in her final form, which is my favorite. And her sword, of course. And that's Roomy's room. Moving on to the patio, I really want to recreate the scene where Roomy met up with Jinu for the very first time. So I'm gonna start with putting a tree right here. Okay, perfect. And there was a lot of other trees around, so I probably want to add some bushes. Maybe some bushes in the corner. Ooh, and maybe some leaves coming off of this little area. Okay, now it's definitely giving more of like a meadow vibe. And now all that's left, Jinu, Saja, and Roomy. Look at her little pants. They're just like the movie. Oh my gosh, wait. Right over here, we can put the grandma and the bracelet she was trying to give them. And then she called them boyfriend and girlfriend, and it made them so embarrassed, even though we all know they like each other. And that's the patio area. Next up, we have couch. That's right. We are going to decorate this room to be like the couch scene. So in the actual movie, the floors that's in their couch room are pink, yellow, and kind of a turquoise seafoam color. So I'm gonna recreate it to be just like that with pink planks, yellow planks, and seafoam planks. All right, now that we got that together, we're gonna do the couch, which in the movie, it was white. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the entire couch white with the help of the framed mod, of course. And if you look super closely, you'll see that these two pillows closest match the ones in the movie. We'll do the cyan on this side and the magenta on this side. And to make it look a little less naked, we're gonna add a carpet. Obviously, we have to add their robes. And I also put a little magazine stand right here for them to read. Now, underneath the stairs, I'm gonna put a couple tables and a rug so that we can fill it up with food. They obviously love noodles. Pizza would be good too. Maybe a baked chicken, some cookies, and some pork chops. And maybe some more pizza. I think the Huntrix girls would be the first to tell you that there can never be enough food. And to finish this area off, I think a rug right here would be really nice. And that's the couch scene. Next up, we have Zoe's room. Zoe is so cute, but can also be a little scary. She's the rapper of the group, and her ponytail buns are literally so iconic. We also have something in common. We were both born in America. I think I want her bed right here with the cyan bedspread and a really cool headboard. Let's go ahead and fill out the rest of her bed. I like that, but a carpet would probably help. Since Zoe is the rapper of Huntrix, I'm gonna put these headphones right by her bed. And Zoe definitely has like a million journals she writes all of her lyrics in, so we'll include that as well. I wanna fill in this empty space, but I don't wanna use fairy lights. So I found these really cool starlights. I think I'll put one here, and then maybe one right here and have them kind of cross. Stop right now. That is so cool. That definitely gives Zoe. You know what else gives Zoe? Turtles. Zoe absolutely loves turtles, so how could I not incorporate them in her room? So cute. Now on this wall, we want to make sure Zoe always has her weapons, so I'm gonna put her daggers right here. These are actually just retextured Minecraft diamond swords, but they look so much like daggers. And let's go ahead and put her name right here, turn it cyan, and now Zoe herself. They even got the ponytails. That is so cute. And that's the Zoe room. Next up, we have Meera's room. Meera is so cool. She's the choreographer of Huntrix, and her style is to die for. Her face is always tea, and if I could get my makeup that snatched, I would literally do it every single day. Now, since her hair is pink, I also want her to have a pink bed with a pink bedspread, and obviously a really cool hot pink headboard. I wanted to include hot pink also because Meera isn't just giving baby pink, she is giving literally the hottest pink possible. We'll go ahead and give her a pink carpet and some pink paper lanterns. This sleepy eye mask reminds me of that cute outfit Meera wears to bed, so I'm gonna put that right here. I'm also gonna give her some nail polish and a table with some makeup. Obviously, we can't forget her weapon, which secretly, it's actually a hoe from the Botania mod, but it looks really cool and kind of looks like her weapon, just pink. Since Meera is the choreographer of the group, I'm gonna incorporate a dance floor into her room. And since I don't exactly have a disco ball, we're gonna have to use this and just pretend. We obviously can't forget the jukebox and a disco ball hat. I couldn't find a way to put it up. Yeah, that's okay. And for a little final touch, a clothing rack. I don't exactly know if her sleeping bag can fit on there, but it could probably get close. And on the dance floor, we have Meera. Oh my gosh, they got her face just right. And for one final touch, and that's Meera's room. Now to spice up this hallway a little bit. So since we don't actually have magpies in Minecraft, we're gonna have to make do with a parrot cosplaying as the magpie from K-Pop Demon Hunter. I don't think it's half bad. And for a final touch, I'll make these planks purple. Now let's decorate the hallway with a little teaser of what's to come. Any guesses? That's right! We're gonna have a Soda Pop Saja Boy themed bathroom. But first, let's change the color of these floors. Now for a sink and some counters. And obviously a mirror because you know the Saja boys are checking out their hair like 24/7. I want to make sure I have every single color of the Saja boys. Cyan for baby, pink for romance, green kind of for Abby. We'll say purple for mystery, and then white for Genu. Over here I want to have a bathtub, and I think I'll turn this one purple, and probably go ahead and add 2 showers over here. Then I'll turn seafoam. Now all I need are my shower heads, my shower handles, and some water. And nothing's complete without a little carpet. And maybe I'll add a carpet over here too. Yeah, definitely still looks naked over here. Maybe a chandelier would help. We'll turn it yellow, and then we'll place these moon strings to represent the Han moon that the Saja boys are trying to destroy. Now, over here, we probably could use a couple more towels. We'll go ahead and do white so we don't get too color crazy. And we still need a potty, so I'm gonna squeeze it right here. Maybe like this. I really want to add something to this wall that signifies that they're K-pop stars. At least sometimes. So I think I'll do a cool star pattern with these really cute floating stars I found. Stop! That's adorable! And I obviously can't forget the soda. My little soda pop. Cute! And we'll do a star right here for good measure. And that's the Saja boy bathroom. Next up, we have Genu's room. Okay, let's not get into the fact that Genu literally sacrificed himself for Roomy at the end of the movie, because if we talk about that, I'll start crying. And I can't cry and record at the same time. So instead, let's focus on how I decided to do a split pattern for this room to represent Genu's double life as a demon and a K-pop star. I feel really bad for Genu, but I'm glad he finally came clean to Roomy. I especially like the black and white floor because it reminds me a lot of yin yang. And I feel like Genu really channels that in his terms of balancing his good and evil. On this side, I'm gonna put a hat with a star on it to represent his K-pop stardom. And then on this side, another hat stand, but with demon horns on this one. And on his demon side, unfortunately, we're gonna have to add Guima. But on the bright side, nope, absolutely not. I do not have secret shames. Guima is not in my ear. I don't hear him. I'm gonna get rid of that. But thankfully, on this side, we get a desk with a notebook and some hearts, because I think Genu is writing his secret love letters to Roomy. Speaking of Genu, there we go. I think I'll put another one right over here, because I also have Genu in demon form! Yeah, they don't have the ability to have like the little hat in Minecraft, but that's okay because this is really good, I think. And that is Genu's room. Next up, we have Baby's room. So Baby is the rapper for the Saja boys. I kind of thought him and Zoe would be shipped since they're both rappers, but Zoe is more into mystery, so I don't know. I do love mystery though. Okay, this room is already very much giving Baby. Baby's outfit when they perform Soda Pop is so cute and colorful, so that's really what I want this bed to be giving. And for some reason, the polka dots really made me think Baby. Now we just need a rug. And a good table. The puzzle piece is perfect. So over on this side, I really wanted to recreate the hot sauce scene, but since I don't have any high chairs, I'm just gonna use these desks. I kind of want to put something up here so it's not so naked. So I think we could do matching fairy lights. Something like that probably. That looks so good. Now for some final touches. We'll do a little bear right here. Maybe a jack-in-the-box right in front of it. Some toy blocks beside. More blocks up here. A xylophone right here. Maybe some building blocks. And some more little blocks. And then maybe some hopscotch right in the middle. Okay, now it is definitely giving Baby's room. And now Baby himself. And he's playing the hopscotch too. And that's Baby's room. Next up, we have Romance's room. And as you can tell, we're already on theme with the colors. Well, except that wall. I almost used Abby instead of Romance for this video, but then I remembered I didn't know how to build abs in Minecraft. So instead I took the easier route and I knew I could do something super cute for Romance. I think I want Romance's bed to be right here. With the pink bedspread, obviously, and a really cute headboard to match his outfit and his hair. We can go ahead and finish out his bed and turn it pink and yellow. Now, we probably do need a carpet. I'll go ahead and give him a side table and some shelves on top of his bed, but I'll get back to decorating those in a minute. What kind of romantic things do we have anyways? A heart cake! Oh my gosh, a heart armchair. Ooh, some pretty balloons. Oh my gosh, I love the garland. Okay, let's see what we can do with all of these things. Maybe I'll make like a balloon bouquet over here. Okay, wait, that's actually adorable. And maybe I can put the cake right here. I wonder if the armchair will fit in this corner. Maybe over here. Ooh, and we could put some carpet underneath it. I added 2 more trapdoors on each of these corners and also turn those pink. And then what if I put the garland up at the top, but not all the way across? Wait, this is so cute. I'll add some pink heart lights. And then maybe I'll go ahead and put his name right here. Stop, that is adorable. Okay, now I need to focus on this area. And I'm thinking about having some romantic flowers up here. Do I have any other kinds of flowers? Wait, can I actually place these on the ground? Stop right now. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Wait, I'm gonna put them everywhere. Hang on. That is so cute. Okay, ignore the fact that they are insanely glitchy. I still think they're adorable and I want to use them. Okay, so right above the cake, I want to put a frame that has romance plus Meera equals love. Because we all know that romance is so in love with Meera. I mean, come on, you've seen the way he looks at her. And now for a final touch. Romance himself. Look at the little heart details on his jeans. Oh my gosh, that is too precious. And that's the romance room. Next up, we have the living room. For the living room, I want it to be a place where like Huntrix and the Saja boys can all come together and hang out. I know they're like mortal enemies and everything, but I have hope that they could all be friends. If the Saja boys weren't like, well, you know, demons, I'll go ahead and put some backing on these sofas, turn it pink, and then we'll do another sofa so that we have extra seating. I'll go ahead and give this one like a little loungy area. And then over here, I'm gonna squeeze in a little couch and turn it cyan. Now let's get some carpet in here. Now that I have all the carpet placed, I want to add a moon chandelier to represent the golden home moon. And I also think this little area is begging for some fairy lights. And not just any regular fairy light, moon fairy lights. This is exactly how I pictured it. First we have Mom and Dad. Love them. Then we have Zoe and Mystery back there. Obviously Meera not giving any Saja boy the time of day, but romance is still trying. And then we have Baby and Abby having a conversation. Isn't this just the most perfect world? Why couldn't the movie have ended like this? Not! We still have more decorating to do. With a secret ladder that leads into another room that I'm gonna turn into the Demon Realm basement. With stairs that lead up to, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Now, before I decorate this room, I want to preface that I hate demons. They are totally the bad guys. And the only reason I'm using them in my build is because they're in the movie. First, we're gonna start with a little area over here to sit. What? Demons sit too, I imagine, right? I'll go ahead and encapsulate the sofas and give them little places to put their feet. I definitely did design it to be a little black colored in here, but I do want to break some of that up with a carpet. I found the coolest bone chandelier that I feel like would definitely be in the demon realm. So I'm gonna hang one of those here. And to even things out, probably another one right here. I'll put a TV right here, and we can pretend that's how the demons know what's going on in the overworld. They're spying on them. Now all that's left for this area is our demons. And since we don't exactly have real demons, we're gonna have to use some of these bad guys from Minecraft. Mr. Wither can go here, the skeleton horse, the spider, Mr. Enderman, the Vindicator, and the Wither skeleton. For this corner over here, I want to take a page out of Meera's book and do kind of like a dance floor, but demon style. I'm gonna try to get creative here and see if I can make a disco ball out of fire. Wait, that is actually sick! Now the Saja boys can practice their dance moves. Practice their dancing to what, you might ask? Yeah, That only makes sense for demons to get down to the weird music. Now over here in this corner, I'm gonna put another little sitting area, but this one I'm gonna make more L-shaped. And I'm gonna include an ottoman, and obviously square it off with my framed wallboards. Now, I have to imagine there's fire, like, literally everywhere in the demon world, so we're gonna include plenty of it in our build. The couch is on fire! Just kidding, it's just decoration. All right, let's go ahead and add a carpet. I wanna do side tables, but I don't know which one I like more. This one's kind of giving more rustic as opposed to this one is definitely giving Renu Saja. A helpless romantic at heart, but still a demon, unfortunately. So we'll go with this table. Now, I'm sure the whole soul-sucking thing leaves behind a lot of bones, so we'll include some bones. Now, it's getting really dreary in here, so I want to kind of brighten the mood a little bit by adding some paper lanterns. But obviously, they have to have tiny little skeletons on them. Since we're on the topic of bones, I found this really cool bookshelf. And I think I'm gonna move this closer here, put a hat stand and some horns. A little carpet, and maybe one of these guys on either side of the stairs. I'll put another wardrobe over here, and now I'll go ahead and do like a little carpet path leading to upstairs. Now let's head upstairs. Let me know if you know what I'm doing. Maybe like 1, 2, 3, yeah. Hey? Oh! I always do that. So, you're right, it's Guima! Or Kima? I don't exactly know how to pronounce it. And beside him, we'll put these bony boys. And some more bony candles. And that'll do it. I almost forgot. I think over in this area, I want to add Chinu's guitar. And now, you know, the only thing that's left is to add the Saja boys themselves. We have Romance Saja, Baby Saja, and right next to his guitar, Renu Saja. Yeah, I don't have dolls for the other ones, so 3 is gonna have to do. And that's the Saja Boy Demon Realm basement. And I'm already itching to build another Demon Hunter house. I wanted to build my second house right beside my first, because let's say Renu Saja needs some sugar from his next door neighbor Roomy. I want to make sure they have plenty of space to do that. And I also want to make sure this house is big enough in case the Saja boys decide to throw some kind of crazy party. That feels really on brand for them. When you walk in the front door, you're greeted with a giant staircase, with the left side being the K-pop side and the right obviously being the demon side. And today, we're starting on the K-pop side with the Golden Living Room. So, are we gonna talk about how freaking insane the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack is? I've literally had it on repeat since the movie came out. And in honor of that amazing soundtrack, we're gonna make this living room golden, starting with this really pretty golden chandelier. Now for the sofas, I want them to be K-pop colors, like pink, purple, and magenta. I think that's gonna accent the gold so nicely. I'm also gonna add some framed walls to the sides and the back to square them off just a bit. And we obviously can't forget carpet. Now let's sprinkle a couple K-pop ottomans around. Now it's time for some gold accents. I'll go ahead and add some glowy golden marshmallows. These lamps are kind of golden. I also want to have like a peep amount of golden in the window seals. And now over on this wall, a sign. And it's gonna be golden, obviously. Now for some golden shelves. And I'm gonna add the Huntrix's weapons. And now for the Huntrix girls themselves. Roomy, Meera, and Zoe. I think Meera's probably my favorite Huntrix. Who's yours? Obviously, they need a place to eat their noodles, so I'll go ahead and add a golden table with some golden chairs. And we can't forget the carpet. Since Renu Saja is definitely my bias, I'm gonna add in a little doll of him. This room feels almost complete, except it's a little lonely. If only I had someone to share it with. Hi, Derpy! Oh my gosh, who is a good boy? Of course he's gonna gravitate towards Renu. That's like his dad or whatever. You just stay right here while I go build the next room, okay? You have a fun time exploring. And that's the K-pop living room. Next up, we have the Soda Pop Soda Shop. My second fave song from the soundtrack is definitely Soda Pop. It's just so catchy. This room will encapsulate the boys in their prime K-pop era. I want to make sure this shop is super colorful to match the Soda Pop scene. We'll start with the soda counter right over here, with these adorable counters and stools. Now, of course, we need our soda machines, maybe a couple lamps, and a little bit of carpet. Okay, Abby is definitely in charge of making the sodas. I think he makes the most money because he won't stop taking off his shirt and showing our customers his abs. Weirdly enough, no one's complained yet. And we obviously can't forget to have actual sodas on our bar. We definitely want to advertise properly, so I'll use the letter bunting to make our sign. The Soda Pop Soda Shop. We definitely want a jukebox so we can blare Soda Pop super loud for all the customers. And probably a really cute balloon display. And right under our sign we'll have mystery, romance, and baby Saja. Just standing there looking cute to greet guests. And now over on this side we need somewhere for customers to sit and enjoy their soda. Now for some carpet. And probably some of these really cute stars on top to represent K-pop stars. I also think incorporating a few shelves to display sodas is a good idea too. And now for Jinu Saja. I'll put him right over here because I like to think he's waiting for Roomy so they can have a little soda date. My little soda pop! That's the Soda Pop Soda Shop. I think you're really gonna like this next room. The My Idol Demon Living Room. The honeymoon is not safe when that song comes on. For the living room, I think I'll use chorus fruit in order to mimic whatever this is from the demon realm. And now I'll go ahead and add couches and carpet. And this might be a good time to mention that even though the song goes insanely hard, don't forget that having idols is not actually a good thing. Right behind the couches, I'll add none other than the frontman, Kima himself. When the Saja boys were singing Your Idol and Kima kept getting bigger and bigger, I was so scared. Thankfully, they're no match for the Huntrix. Now with just a little bit more decorating, it's time to add demons, like, everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Yeah, that demon realm looked really cramped every time I saw it on the movie. And now for a sign to represent the song. And that's the Your Idol Demon Living Room. Next up, we have Roomy's room. Now I know what you're thinking. Maddie, why in the world is Roomy's room on the demon side of the house? Everyone knows Roomy is half demon and half K-pop idol. So this room will represent her demon side. Starting with her bed, which will go right here. When Roomy's patterns start to glow, they turn a purple and pink color. So I'll make her bed match those colors. And I'll go ahead and add these lights as representation of her patterns. Roomy eventually accepts herself as she is when she's singing the song What It Sounds Like. So to represent that, we'll do some horns and a star. And since that is literally my favorite scene from the entire movie, we'll write down some of the lyrics on the sign. Now to fill up some of this empty space, we'll do a chandelier. Over in this corner, we'll put a diary where Roomy writes about how much she hates Kima, which is kind of awkward because he's literally in the other room. And we'll have a stack of papers representing all the love letters she's written for Jinu. Wait, we can't forget Jinu. What, too soon? And right over here, let's give her a vanity. You know, because she's covered up her patterns for so long, and because when her demon flares up, her eye gets really crazy looking. Let's also add a little bit of representation for the honeymoon. Also, for a really small detail, I added flames right outside the windows. And that represents Kima trying to get in her head, but failing. And that's the Roomy demon room. Now let's step back into the light for a bit and decorate Roomy's K-pop room. This one is gonna be so fun! Roomy is actual K-pop royalty. Her mom was a Sunlight sister. And, well, we already know what her dad was. Her K-pop room is gonna show the cutest, most K-poppy sides of Roomy. And of course, we'll add a couple Easter eggs from the movie. And I'm gonna match her bedding with her cute outfit that we saw her in at the beginning of the movie. I'll go ahead and add some carpet and a cutie purple side table. Do you remember when I said Roomy was K-pop royalty? Well, I meant it literally. Like, there's her crown. The song Golden is officially the #1 song on Billboard's Top 100. And in honor of that, I'm gonna make a gold chandelier. Roomy would be so proud. Now, I don't know if Derpy will ever be able to make it up the stairs, but just in case he wants to come visit Roomy, I'll put a pet bed right in the corner. As an Easter egg, I'm gonna add a teddy bear and a train set. Can you tell me what in the movie those two things represent? I'll give you a hint. And this will represent the trash can that Derpy was playing with in Roomy's room. Oh my gosh! Derpy, I'm glad to see you made it up the stairs. I should have known as soon as I put this trash can down, he would come running. And in this corner, I'll put Roomy. And because she is shipped with Jinu, I'll stick him right beside her. Aw, for Jinu! They're so cute together. And that's the Roomy K-pop room. Speaking of Jinu, we're headed to the demon side of the house to decorate his room. Ugh, Jinu is such a tortured soul. He wants so badly to be free from Kima, but still hears his voice in his head. Except when he's with Roomy. See, they need each other. Too bad he's like like a sword now, right? Just kidding, he's totally coming back in the second movie. So since this room is all about Jinu's demon side, I want to stick with dark colors. And I especially want to use a black bedspread in order to match his hair. And we'll do some cutie little side tables and some soul gems to represent all the souls Jinu's eaten. But we can forgive him for that. Over on this side, another star. Because, I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but in the beginning of the movie, Roomy had a star on her zipper, and then towards the end of the movie, Jinu had the same star in his ear as an earring. I love Easter eggs. Now, unfortunately, Jinu does hear Guima in his ear, so that's what the flames are gonna represent. Probably most of the Saja boys will have that. On this wall, I want to recreate a scene that made me cry like a baby. When Jinu stepped in and saved Roomy's life. He's so into her. Jinu betrayed Roomy, but he knew he had to fix it, so he faced her. That's literally the lyrics of the song Free. But on a much brighter note, look at what I have. I have the magpie from K-Pop Demon Hunter. And he's even got his tiny little hat. Yeah, he's probably looking for his friend Derpy. Go on, be free, go find your friend. And that's the Jinu Demon bedroom. Back over to the K-pop side, we have Meera's room. Huntrix would be lost without Meera. She's literally so fierce, maybe a little scary, but still so cute. For Meera's room, I want to theme it around her wearing her cutie pie bear sweater. So I'm going to use pink, white, and lavender in her bed. I'm also going to put these adorable little bears by her bed. And a couple bows on some item frames. Right in front of this window, I'm going to put a vanity. So we can have hair, nails, blade, and mascara. Obviously. Wait, this room is slowly turning into a How It's Done room. Oh, there's just too many good songs from that movie. I love them all. What I don't love is how naked this wall is. I literally cannot stop thinking about Meera and Abby. They are such a ship. Meera loves Abby's abs, but Romance loves Meera. And someone told me they might be secretly married. Is that true? It's probably just made up. But regardless, I'm gonna put this ring right here to hint at the possibility of them being secretly married. And that's Meera's K-pop room. Back to the dark side we go for Romance's room. Okay, Mr. Derpy, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave for this one. Even when Romance is in his demon form, his hair's still pink. So I'm definitely gonna incorporate pink into his demon room, including his bed. I'll add some framed slabs around it and turn them pink. I'll go ahead and add 2 side tables, or I could put some soul gems. Unfortunately, there isn't a ton of lore out there about Romance yet. My theory is that in the second movie, we're gonna get way more lore about the Saja boys and how they became a group. So for now, I'm just gonna put a bunch of wither roses everywhere, you know, because he's romantic. And then, of course, we can't forget Meera Mabby. And if you don't know, he's the row part of the ship. And for a final detail, unfortunately, he also hears Kima in his head, so we have to light his bed on fire. And of course, Romance himself, in true demon form. And that's the Romance Demon bedroom. Moving down the hall, we obviously have to complete the ship with Abby. Abby's by far the hunkiest Saja boy. Even when he's in demon form, he's still a hot boy cutie pie popcorn abs heart stealer. To me, he looks a lot like San from ATEEZ. I wonder where the writers of the movie got the inspiration for the Saja boys anyways. We'll go ahead and put his bed right here with a magenta bedspread and a headboard. I do want to incorporate the colors of the Saja boys, but they are technically in demon form in this video, so their bed frame and carpet are gonna be dark. Abby definitely hears Kima in his ear, so we'll light his bed on fire. 2 side tables, a black lamp, and some soul gems. Ooh, I could do a chandelier. I've never thought about that before. Wait, that looks so good. So I originally thought I couldn't do abs in Minecraft, but I kind of got a little creative. Boom, really wide set abs in Minecraft. I'll go ahead and add some shelves and little Abby dolls. Wait, they even got his little hat. Oh my gosh, look at his abs. We'll go ahead and put a mirror right here so we can look at him. And over in this corner, we'll have a little workout area with a whole bunch of weights. And that's the Abby Demon room. And now we're gonna go straight across to Zoe's room. Zoe is the rapper of Huntrix and she's the cutest. She's the youngest member of the group, but she's still just as feisty as the other girls. I'll go ahead and put her bed right here. I want Zoe's bed to match the first outfit we see her in the movie. So I'm gonna use cyan, blue, yellow, and purple. I'll go ahead and add a rug and some cutie side tables. with some headphones and her favorite animal, a turtle. I want to make sure Zoe never loses her daggers, so we'll put them above her bed. And she's probably written a ton of raps, so I'll go ahead and put some paper everywhere to represent that. There's only one thing Zoe loves more than turtles, and that's her friends. So we're gonna make her a picture wall where all of her photos of her friends hang. Right over here in this corner, we're gonna put a dog house with a little doggy. Let me know in the comments if you know what this is alluding to. I'll give you a hint.
Bad for the boy.
Right over here, we'll do some frame trap doors, where we'll put Zoe herself and obviously her crush, Mystery. Zostery. I love them! And that's the Zoe K-pop room. Back to the dark side we go for Mystery's room. I want to know what Mystery's face looks like so bad. I am so jealous that Zoe got to see his face right before she, killed him. I love Mystery's lavender hair, so in honor of that, that's what color his bed will be. With some black side tables, of course, and a carpet. I think this is the perfect spot for a chandelier. And just a couple more miscellaneous decorations. Now over here in this corner, we'll give him a black vanity with a mirror, a comb so he can comb his hair, and some soul gems. You know why. We obviously have to add some carpet, and now a couple cobwebs. And over here in this corner, a little shelf where I'm gonna put his ship, Zoe. How cute! And that's the Mystery Demon room. Next up, we have Baby Saja's room. Baby Saja is the rapper for the Saja boys. He's pretty cute and chill in K-pop form, but in demon form, he totally transforms. Baby is definitely my backup bias for the Saja boys. I'll put his bed right here. I do want to incorporate his hair color, but I don't want to make it too cutesy because it is still demon form. And to represent that, we'll go ahead and add Gima in his ear. We'll go ahead and do 2 bedside tables with some soul gems and some wooden blocks. You know, because his name's Baby. And I can't forget the carpet. Speaking of carpet, in true baby fashion, I'm gonna make a play rug over here. I'm gonna also add some dolls I think a demon would play with. Now, right above it, I wanna add a chandelier, and then maybe a creepy spider hanging from it. Technically, Baby Saja isn't shipped with anyone, but that works to my advantage because I can ship him with myself. And our combined name is Batty! Oh my gosh, and my eyes match his hair! Stop it right now. This is definitely my favorite ship of the video. Which one's yours? And that's Baby Saja's demon room. And now for the demon bathroom. I can't imagine what a demon bathroom would even look like, but I definitely know it would be dark. So I'll start by changing the ceiling. And this is a great opportunity to use these counters again. I'll probably go ahead and do a double sink with some more demon counters. Demon kitties at least. I'll go ahead and add some cabinets up here. And I don't exactly know if demons wash their hands or not. Let's hope they do. We'll go ahead and put some hand towels up. Ooh, and I'll go ahead and put some decor right here. That's looking so spooky. Now, I don't want too much light, so these lights will work just fine. Ooh, and I'll go ahead and hang a chandelier right in the middle. Ooh, I definitely can't forget the carpet. Now, a little birdie told me that demons don't use toilet paper because it's too bright. So, good luck with that. I'll add a little carpet and some hand towels. I'll go ahead and add a trapdoor, turn it into a shelf, and do a bit of decorating. I also made these custom fairy lights that have skulls on them. And they're kind of facing the wrong way. But those are perfect for this bathroom. Unfortunately, if you have Kima in your ear, that means you always hear him, even in the bathroom. So this wall will just have a big old Kima. And don't worry, you guys definitely don't have him in your ear. Over here is where I'll put my shower. Turn it gray, add the little shower attachment, handles, and yep, you guessed it, lava. Because for some reason I feel like demons definitely bathe in lava. Because they're crazy. And to make this wall just a little bit less boring, I'll go ahead and add a small little dark pattern up here. And that's the demon bathroom. Next up, we have the K-pop bathroom. And for the K-pop bathroom, I want to have the Saja boys and Huntrix. For the Saja boys side, I really want to do a similar color palette to the Soda Pop Soda Shop. Think bright, colorful, cheery, and well, basically just the Saja boys. At least in their K-pop form. Their demon form is something entirely different. And boop. For the Huntrix's side, I want it to be the golden bathroom to represent them at their very best. Now, I don't know how a bunch of yellows and goldens are gonna look together, but I'm sure it'll look super cute. Plus, I know the girls would love to see this bathroom I'm making for them, especially if it's golden. And a final touch. I should probably go ahead and start by separating the room out. Technically, Huntress's side is 1 block bigger than the Saja boys, but girls actually need more room in the bathroom anyways because they do their makeup and hair and stuff. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the Saja boys probably do all those things too. Sorry, Saja boys. I think I'll go ahead and start with the sink and put it over here. Ooh, maybe a double sink will look good. And I'll take it around this corner. Obviously, they need a mirror to check themselves out. And some combs, like literally everywhere for all of their hair. And to hide their patterns, they probably need some sort of makeup, right? I definitely feel like the Saja boys would have this pink carpet right here. And then probably a couple toilets when you walk in. With some toilet paper, of course. And a rug. Now to just set up a couple showers. So there are 5 Saja boys in all. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 showers that we are definitely gonna need doors for. Just because they're in a boy band together doesn't mean they don't value privacy. I'll turn the doors pink, make sure they all work, maybe add a little bit of carpet, and destroy my doors. Give me 1 sec. All better. And now for a couple shelves. That way I have somewhere to put my towels. And that's the Saja boy bathroom. Moving right along to the Huntrix's side of the bathroom. Now, I think I'll go ahead and do the sink right here and then extend it out a bit. The girls definitely need a mirror. And of course it's golden. Huntrix probably has a ton of demon-killing weapons, so I'll go ahead and give them some cabinets to put them in. Obviously, I'll include some golden towels and a golden carpet. I'll put some potties right over here, add some toilet paper, turn them golden, and some carpet. I think I'll go ahead and add the showers right over here. I think 2 will be just fine. And definitely put the carpet first. I'll add some doors. And now to fill up a little bit of this empty space. Ah! That looks so good! The only thing missing now is probably a honeymoon chandelier. And now that it's gonna be golden, we're safe from the demons. And that's the half Saja boy, half Huntrix K-pop bathroom. We're actually headed downstairs for this next one, Bobby's Kitchen. For Bobby's Kitchen, I want to do a half K-pop, half demon split color scheme. We'll definitely need a sink, some counters, and for sure a fridge. Wait, that looks so sick. Okay, now we need an island and some carpet with some stools and decoration. I'm thinking maybe some flowers. Ooh, and donuts. And maybe a pot. Okay, the kitchen looks great. Now let's add some dimension to the floors with this carpet. I didn't think this area could get any cooler, and somehow it did. And that's Bobby's Kitchen. Let's go ahead and fill in some of this empty space with a demon bookshelf. I want to use dark colors to stay true to the demon side, so these cat counters from the cluttered mod will be great. And maybe fill it in with walls from the framed mod. I also want to put some gross, grody horns right here too. Now for the K-pop side. I want to do something similar, only I definitely want to make it pink, pretty, and, well, K-pop. I'll use the pink counters from the cluttered mod and these framed walls to really capture the K-pop vibes. Ooh, I'll even add these cutie pie little stars. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. And now to make sure they have somewhere to sit when they come in, I'll do these 2 purple chairs right here, add a carpet, and for a super special treat, I'm gonna add a bit of Gima. Like, a lot of him. Oh my gosh, I love this! I mean, obviously I hate it, Gima is bad, but I love the decor. And now for the K-pop side, where I'll use these adorable pastel chairs, a big pink carpet, and I'll go ahead and put some little moon stickers over here to represent the honeymoon. And another slight representation right here. We'll do a really cute chandelier. Wow, the difference between the 2 is absolutely crazy. What's even crazier is the fact that I'm already ready to build the next house in our K-pop neighborhood. I think right here is the perfect place. I decided to make my 3rd K-pop Demon Hunter house across from my 2nd because I have a super awesome surprise for my 4th house and I need to make sure to leave room for it. On the 1st floor, we have a couple of bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. And if you go up the stairs, you get to the 2nd floor, where we have tons of bedrooms, which is where we'll start decorating. Roomy's room! Guys, her purple braid is so iconic. I went to the sing-along showing at the movie theater and everyone was dressed up rocking their Roomy braid. This is totally the next big hair trend. I love it so much that I even made one for my Minecraft skin. Isn't it fresh? Since her hair is purple, I went ahead and made her bed purple too. I also picked this super sick pattern because it reminds me of her patterns. You know, because her dad was a demon? Comment below which demon you think is Roomy's dad. And since she is half demon, I want to put some wings on some item frames in her room. On this side, we'll do white hunter wings, and on this side, black demon wings. I also want to put some fire behind the demon wings to represent Gima, and then a star by the hunter wings to represent K-pop. Now, Roomy completely let the old Honmoon die at the end of the movie, but she restored it into a rainbow Honmoon full of friendship and acceptance. So let's add some moon decals to these windows to represent that. Over here in this corner, I want to add some cobblestone and maybe a tree because I want to recreate the scene where Roomy and Jinu had their first date. We'll put Mr. Jinu right here and Roomy right here in her pajama pants. Now, if you ask me, this is what should have happened in this scene. But no, Jinu had to go and sacrifice himself. At least we know chivalry's not dead. And I can't forget the bracelet that she gave him. This wall over here is kind of looking a little naked. Now we'll add a lantern. Let's recreate one of my favorite scenes, the airplane scene, where they beat down all of those big ugly demons.
Yeah, something about when you come from the crowd that's so humble and high.
We'll put some airplanes on some item frames. And these can be the plants that bad demon was watering with coffee. That was so funny. If I know one thing about Roomy, it's she loves her fans. So I'll use this really cool image mod to put pictures of her fans on her wall. Oh, they are so cute. Their crying is gonna make me start crying. And that's the Roomy room. Next up, we have Meera's room. Meera is actually so cool. She's the black sheep of her family, but with Huntrix, she really fits in. She's basically my spirit animal. I also love how wise she is and how she can always tell when her friends are sad or when they're hiding something from her. Roomy, Meera's pink hair slays. It's so long and so pink. So let's make her bed pink. The color pink used to be associated with like super girly girl, but now Meera makes it super cool and really hardcore to love pink. I love that. Speaking of pink, let's go ahead and add a rug. Meera is also a makeup queen. My current brain scratch from the movie is 100% this scene. And in honor of that, I'm gonna give her a vanity where she can put on makeup for all of her concerts. And demon hunting too, for sure. I'll go ahead and include a carpet and a pretty pink chandelier. I'm also gonna go ahead and give her 2 side tables where we can put teddy bears to match her outfit from the movie. I like to think that Meera is a huge gamer girl. No way she doesn't slay a Fortnite. So I'll give her a pink monitor and a gaming chair. And some carpet to keep her feet warm, and obviously a little star to represent her K-pop stardom. Now to fill in this section just a little bit, I'll use some pink cabinets, some pink wallboards, and then I'll make a really big cabinet system and make it checkered patterned. I also found this really cute record player that I can use. And since Meera's a singer, a microphone. I'll add a couple shelves on this wall to spice it up a bit, where I'll put 2 more stars just because I think they're so cute. And then right above her bed, a really big poster of Meera Mappy. She looks so excited to be part of the ship. And that's Meera's room. Next up, we have Zoe's room. Zoe is the cutest maknae, which roughly means youngest member in Korean. I feel so bad for Zoe because she grew up thinking her words were meaningless and that she was always in the way. But dude, if only she knew she would be the rapper for a super K-pop band like Huntrix. That probably would have made her feel a lot better. Zoe is not only true to herself, but true to her likes and dislikes. And she likes the color seafoam. So obviously I'm gonna decorate her bed with it, and I'm gonna add in a cool carpet, and tie it all together with these side tables. I'm also gonna add a notebook to both of her nightstands, so she can wake up in the middle of the night and write down raps if they come to her. Zoe grew up in Burbank, California, and to represent Cali, I'm gonna put some palm trees by her bed, and maybe some cute little stars at the top of her window. And since Zoe loves turtles so much, I wanna make her kind of like a turtle wallpaper. Oh my gosh, look at the turtle on my head. Zoe would love this. I'll also go ahead and add some turtles right over here, and some more stars. Zoe loves her friends Meera and Roomy. They love eating together, kicking demon butt together, and of course, rocking out together. To fill in this corner a bit, let's do a chandelier. Obviously Zoe's favorite color. Okay, my only complaint with the floor is that it is a little bare. So what if I made a really cute carpet to go around? Maybe like come off the side a little bit like this? So cute! I like to think lavender is Zoe's second favorite color. Cause, you know, that's Mystery's favorite color. And that's Zoe's room. And next up we have Bobby's room. You guys totally lit into me in the last two videos. Where's Bobby's room? How could you forget Bobby? Guys, I did not forget Bobby. I was saving him for this video. He totally deserves his own room. I mean, look at how much he loves his Huntrix girls.
I love my girls.
Bobby is so sweet and so pro Huntrix. But Kima does get in his head at the end of the movie.
You couldn't keep them together. You're all alone, but you don't have to be.
I do feel bad for him. The Huntrix breakup wasn't his fault, but he thought it was, which made him really sad. I'll go ahead and do a dark carpet since his hair is so dark, and add some really cool black end tables. To represent that changing of sides, I'm gonna make the Saja boy's pride wand. And to represent him coming back to the right side in the end of the movie, the Huntrix's wand. Bobby's manager abilities totally earns him 5 out of 5 stars, but unfortunately I can only fit 4 in this window. That'll have to do. The Huntrix girls obviously get a ton of fan art made for them. And since they're so busy, most of it goes to Bobby. And since he's such a good manager, he keeps all of it and puts it all over his walls. This scene was so funny to me.
You should go enjoy the resort.
Roomy, I'm a 34 short, please. See you in a couple weeks, girls. Bye, Bobby.
So in honor of that, we're gonna put his robe right here, his face mask there, the cucumbers from the spa, and then right inside the windows, his eye mask. Slay the house down, Bobby! That was so sweet of Roomy to let him take that spa trip. So this is actually kind of a silly detail, but we're gonna put a ton of gold coins everywhere. Why, he might ask? Well, because Bobby makes 3% of what the Huntrix girls make. And that's like $1 billion. Definitely Manager of the Year award goes to Bobby. And that's Bobby's room. And next up, we have everyone's favorite, Derpy Tiger's room. I remember the first time I saw Derpy on screen, I was so scared and thought he was a big bad guy. Man, I could not have been more wrong. He's just a sweetie little Derpy cutie pie. I bet his fur is so fluffy. When his tail touched Roomy's face in her bedroom when she was trying to hide him from Meera, I bet that was so soft. I wish I had a pet Derpy. Oh wait, I do. Hey Derpy, look at that face. Are you excited for the room I'm gonna decorate you? He's pumped. Starting with the big boy's bed. A regular bed just won't cut it because he is a thick boy and needs extra room. I'll use these ottomans and frame slabs to make the perfect bed for Derpy. I also really love his color scheme. The blue, yellow, and orange somehow make a super sick combo. Okay, this bed turned out awesome. What do you think, Derpy? Oh my gosh, look, he loves it. He's going straight to it. What's that, Derpy? He thinks we should put a chandelier on top of his bed. I couldn't agree more. Obviously, we'll stick to our color palette. Yay, he loves it! I call Genu and Roomy mom and dad because they kind of share custody of Derpy, so I'll make sure to include pics of them in his room. And I know in the movie we only saw like 2 letters get sent between Roomy and Genu, but I'm convinced they talked way more than that. And we only have Derpy to thank for that. He was such a good letter transporter. And of course, I can't forget Derpy's favorite thing ever. That's right, flower pots. And I'm just gonna put them, like, probably everywhere. We can't forget Derpy's best friend. It's the bird wearing the tiny hat.
Is that a bird wearing a tiny hat?
And to spice up his corner, I'll go ahead and throw some fairy lights down. And maybe a rug too. And right above his food and water bowl, we can put a cute little picture of him. Oh, look at that handsome guy. And that's Derpy the Tiger's room. Oh my gosh, look at him exploring all the other rooms in the house. The next room we're decorating is Genu's room. Genu's character is so complex because on one hand, he's such a sweet guy who covers Roomy's arms so her friends don't see her patterns. But on the other hand, he betrays her and uses her very own secret shame against her. Regardless of his bad qualities, I really think he's a good guy deep down. You know, especially because he, sacrifices himself I'd say only good guys do that. I really need them to come out with a second movie already because I need to know if Jinu is actually still alive and in the sword or like real life dead. I've also heard theories that Jinu is Roomy's demon dad and that is absolutely untrue. I think Kima's our dad. Who do you think is Roomy's dad? Comment below. Since Jinu is a demon, he's gonna get horns and fire and all of that by his bed. But at the end of the movie, Roomy gave him his soul back. So he gets a little heart icon and a star as well. My current brain scratch scene from Jinu is definitely the play games with us scene. So I'm going to incorporate that into his room. I'll add 3 slides, the Huntrix girls, Meera, Roomy, and Zoe, and of course Jinu himself. And I can't forget the letter bunting. Play games with us! Okay, did you guys also feel secondhand embarrassment when they wrote down the slide in their leather script? That was so bad. Now, because this wall's a little naked, I'm gonna make a really cool wallpaper. Just hang tight, you'll see what I'm doing. It's a Jinu wallpaper. What, too soon? Right over here, I'm gonna also give Jinu a desk where he spends most of his time writing love letters to Roomy. And that's Jinu's room. Next, we have Baby Saja's room. Baby Saja is one of my fave Saja boys. Most of my friends like Abby and Mystery more, but I love that Baby is such a cool rapper. His lyrics in Soda Pop and My Idol are so good. I think that one of my fave theories is that he's actually the baby of Zoe and Mystery. Now, I know he isn't really a baby, but when I found this baby bed in my mod pack, I had to use it for Baby Saja's room. Now I'll go ahead and add some carpet in case Baby falls out. He has a soft landing. I think Baby would love this cute little lamp. Oh my gosh, and these puzzle piece tables are so perfect. I'll put one on this side and one on this side. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. In this corner, I'm gonna put a little colorful playmat where I can put a ton of toys in a minute. Now I'm gonna recreate one of my fave scenes from the movie where all of the Saja boys weenied out and couldn't handle the heat. But not the winner Baby Saja. He was literally drinking the hot sauce from a baby bottle. And there we go. Dude, oh my gosh, the colors of this picture look so good in this room. Now let's decorate with a bunch of toys. Starting with a train on the tracks, some little blocks by the bed, a bear in the window. Oh my gosh, a dollhouse. Another train, a boat by the bed, and now for the carpet area. And unfortunately, since he hears Kima in his head, we are gonna put some fire right by his bed. But he is still kind of half K-pop star, right? So we'll include some little stars too. Now to fill in this wall, we'll put his name. And that's Baby Saja's room. Next up, we have Mystery's room. There is so much we don't know about Mystery. Is he beautiful? Is he hiding a super big forehead under all that hair? Does he not have eyebrows? I mean, what's the deal? Obviously, Zoe knows what he looks like because she saw his face right before she killed him. Although you guys told me that she didn't actually kill him. Someone explain that to me, I'm confused. I'm gonna go ahead and put this picture of Mystery right here because it color matches so well. And I'll go ahead and put these cutie little stars right above and below. Okay, stop, that is so fabulous. Look at him. I definitely feel like this is what his face looks like under all that hair. Mystery is definitely a purple guy, but I don't want his room to be like too monochromatic, so I'm gonna break up some of the purple with magenta. And I'm gonna use these magenta blocks because I really love their patterns. Especially this block. It literally looks like a demon's patterns. And a final little separation with some carpet. Wait, I'm almost like, can I light this on? Oh no, sick! Stop, that's so cool. I wanted to light the back of his headboard on fire because, you know, Kima, but this is way cooler. Okay, Mystery definitely needs some side tables, so we'll go back to the purple theme. And I really want to put these soul gems in here because they're purple and he's giving purple and it just looks really cute. Okay, you guys loved the Mystery dog Easter egg in the last video, so I'm actually gonna put another one. And there we go. Look, it's Zoe and Mystery. Zoe gets to be the kitty cat and Mystery gets to be the puppy dog. Now for this wall, I want to do something a little more creative. It's a question mark. Get it? For Mystery? And it color matches his little turtleneck. Now to fill in this wall just a little bit, Mystery's fan wall for Zoe. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I think they're so cute together. And that's Mystery's room. Next up, we have Abby's room. At the end of the movie, Meera stabs Abby in the abs and says, "No more abs!" I think that's like so funny. me. But also in order for Abby to get that many abs, he probably works out like a ton. I imagine him in his little demon boy band bedroom lifting his little dumbbells. And since that's probably pretty accurate, we're gonna make his bed out of gym benches. I'm gonna go ahead and use the frame mod to turn his bed frame green to match his shirt. And to make it look a little bit more like a bed, I'll add some cushions. I'll go ahead and put some pink end tables on either side of his bed. And this really silly picture of him and Meera. Her face in this just kills me. I really wanted to find a hat that kind of matched his from the movie, but none of these really work. I don't know, maybe this one could be passing. I'll go ahead and put those right beside his bed. Honestly, it's more or less giving Luffy from One Piece, but it'll do. Now let's gymify this room. I'll put a treadmill over here, and then this giant multi-gym workout bench right here. And maybe another workout bench here with some dumbbells. Abby probably definitely has a punching dummy. Knowing Abby, he probably definitely has a picture of his abs to work out to. Blech. He's probably so full of himself. Wait, this is so funny. I actually want to put one of these cameras right here because Abby is probably definitely a fitness influencer. Probably not a very good one, but he tries. And way up here, we'll put this picture of Meera. No more abs! That's too funny. And that's Abby's room. Now it's time for Romance's room. Romance is literally so sweet. Well, when he isn't killing people and eating their souls and stuff. He has a huge crush on Meera. You can totally tell because he stares at her the entire fan signing in the movie. The fans also made a really cute post about Meera and Romance, and Zoe thought they looked so cute together. Since Romance is so obsessed with Meera, I'm actually gonna go ahead and give him a really big poster that he made himself. Yeah, he made fan art of himself kissing Meera. That's so funny. I think I'll go ahead and put his bed right by the window and turn it pink. But with a yellow bedspread because his shirt's yellow. So the theory is that Romance didn't actually die at the end of the movie. Him and Baby were never seen dying on screen and they totally could have gotten away. Hopefully they ran away straight into demon therapy. Maybe they could be good guys after all. I think these yellow end tables would look so good in Romance's room. Ooh, a pink lamp would be really cute on top. And maybe a couple of flames by his bed, you know, to represent Kima. And right above his bed, I'll do some shelves, where I'll put some cutie little floating hearts. Over here in this corner, I think I want to put this heart-shaped chair with some heart-shaped balloons around it. And definitely a carpet. And that's Mystery's room. Up next, it's a living room. Okay, but first, look at the view from our living room. Are you kidding? It's amazing. This living room is currently very much giving pink, and there's definitely pink in KPop Demon Hunter, but it's also more of like seafoams, purples, yellows, and pinks. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay the foundation of my room to be more along the lines of those colors. With pink window panes, seafoam walls, and you can't forget the pink planks. I want the center of my room to definitely be the fireplace, where we can ironically put some purple fire, and maybe a little mantle right above that. I'm gonna make a couple cutie K-pop couches where the Huntrix and Saja boys can hang out, if they don't kill each other first. I'll go ahead and lay a couple sofas. We'll do magenta, cyan, and purple, and now I'll outline them with my framed wallboards and turn them their matching colors. And now for a little bit of carpet. I opted to do the patterned carpet instead of the solid this time because I think this room could use just a couple more patterns. And now we'll add a couple matching ottomans. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a TV so they can watch the KPop Demon Hunter movie. I think a couple of these lamps in the corners would look really good. And now let's go ahead and get some fan posters up. First, I need to make sure they're in the right place and the right size. I'll go ahead and put one Saja boys here, a Huntrix here, another Saja boys, and the Huntrix right over here. Right above the TV, I'm gonna put some floating stars and a little bit of Kima in the windows. Ah! Okay, I'm definitely fulfilling my cosplay as Roomy with Kima being in my head. Wait, no! Roomy doesn't hear Kima in her head. Now let's go ahead and make a chandelier. One thing the Huntrix and the Saja boys have in common is the Hunmoon. One's trying to protect it, and the other's trying to destroy it. And that's the K-pop living room. Next up, we have the kitchen. One thing about the Huntrix girls is that they can't eat. The first scene was literally them carb loading before a show. They had kimbap, ramyeon, ramen, dumplings, and boba. Oh, it looked so yummy. Honestly, if I was fighting demons, I would for sure need to eat a lot of yummy food to keep my energy up. I'll probably go ahead and turn this little area into a really cool table. And turn it purple to match the floors. And put a couple chairs around. Now all we need is some food. And I'll go ahead and add this funny picture of them. This wall was literally made for a kitchen cabinet. So I'll go ahead and put one here, add an island, and a couple stools. It's looking a little naked right here, so I'll go ahead and put some cabinets for all their food. I'll put a ton of dishes right here because I can only imagine they eat a lot of food. I'll add some more noodles everywhere, and probably a hutch right over here on this wall. That I'll frame up with wall boards, put a carpet under, and add some upper cabinets. And that's the K-pop Demon Hunter kitchen. Wait, was that the doorbell? Hello. Oh, it's Roomy. Oh my gosh, I'm such a big fan. I even made a room for you in my house. Do you want to see it? Right this way, Roomy. And here it is. Do you love it? Look, she sees Genu. Oh, she loves him. I'm so glad you like your room, Roomy. I can't wait to see you in the second K-pop Demon Hunter. And not to mention, we're kind of best friends now. And since I'm now best friends with Roomy, I should build the biggest, best, and most impressive K-pop Demon Hunter house for my neighborhood. This is probably going to be my favorite K-pop Demon Hunter house. Also, I know I promised you guys a surprise. It's going to be so super cool, so I need to make sure to leave room for it beside my build. On the first floor, we have a hallway with a bunch of cool rooms. And then up the stairs, we have the second floor, which is where we're going to start decorating. The first scene I'm building is, obviously, the airplane scene. This is where we officially meet the Huntrix girls. They're riding in their private jet, having so much fun carb loading before their biggest concert ever. It's also where they kick a bunch of demon butt, and we hear the song How It's Done. Dude, that food looks so good. I wish I could eat all of it. I vote the Moo crew take a foodie field trip to Korea. I could really go for some ramen. So as you can see, I purposely made this room extra long so I could make it look like the interior of an airplane. And on this back wall, I really wanted to match this part of the scene. So I figured I'd use a striped beige to match the back wall pattern. Now, thankfully, I have a really cool mod at my disposal. That way I can add the Huntrix logo, just like the movie. Now, I really want to find a light kind of similar to the one from the movie. Wait, these actually work so perfectly. Wait, these vertical panels would look great. Now it's time to tackle the seat situation. In order to stick as close to the original scene as possible, I'm going to use these white sofas. And the sofas on the plane definitely have armrests, so I'm gonna add those. And they probably recline for some comfy sleeping. Now in the scene, you can see that there are cushions, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a pink one and a magenta one. Over on this side, there are 2 more chairs, except these are more like captain's chairs. So I'm gonna add these really cool frame slope panels to look like headrests. In the scene, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 more captain's chairs. So let's add them. And for some pops of color, let's add some cushions. And before we move on to this side of the plane, we obviously can't forget the Huntrix's girls' food table, where we have noodles, sushi. We are gonna pretend that that's actually rice, and some pizza. And then right above the food, the Huntrix girls themselves. They are super pumped to have all of that food. Now let's tackle this side of the plane. We obviously also need an emergency exit door, so I'll go ahead and put one right here. And with a lever that'll turn green. And now I want to separate this room into a smaller room so I can put the captain's chairs here. Because someone has to fly this plane. In this scene, there is clearly an area where all of the snacks and beverages are stored. I wouldn't expect anything less from a private jet. And to complement the scene where the demon is pouring coffee into the plant, I'll put a plant and a tea kettle. Mainly because I don't have like a pourable coffee mug. All I have is this coffee machine and then the tea kettle, but I think it looks great. I also think that the demons playing around with the food cart is so funny. So I'm gonna put this fruit cart right here to represent that. I also just realized that the wall on this side of the plane is supposed to be beige as well, so let me go ahead and fix that. So we don't actually see the captain's quarters much in the movie, but I have seen what they look like IRL. There's definitely plenty of windows, and there's captain's chairs. And the captain's chairs have like, not necessarily recliner, but it's definitely like a little footstool part. So I'll go ahead and add that and we can turn it white. There's also a ton of screens everywhere. That way the plane doesn't go down. A bunch of levers, a bunch of buttons, and then there's usually this big control panel right in the middle where there's all kinds of fancy levers and stuff. And now the only thing that's left is the captain's steering wheels.
This is your Captain Maddie speaking. As it turns out, I don't actually know
how to fly a plane. Brace yourselves because we're going down. And now for some final touches. On this wall, we'll put the demons. And they say they're gonna eat their fans. But right over here on this wall, we'll put the Huntrix, who definitely aren't gonna let that happen. And this is gonna be a really tiny detail, but I know you'll be able to appreciate it. So I'm gonna make the windows match this scene where the Huntrix are kicking demon butt. And basically you guys know what happens next. The plane crashes, a lot of demons die, and then the Huntrix give a super awesome concert. And that's the How It's Done airplane scene. Next up, we have the bathhouse scene. And I'm actually gonna start by breaking down this wall, or at least putting a big hole in it. This is the scene where the Saja boys are running from Huntrix and hide in the men's bathhouse. It's so funny because Zoe and Meera are so excited to finally get to go to the bathhouse with Roomy, but they were so bummed when they found out it was the men's bathhouse. But for this room, I'm actually gonna do a split floor plan and have a men's and a women's bathhouse. I just know Zoe and Meera are thanking me. So bathhouses in Korea are actually super private, so I'm gonna cover up some of these windows. That way we still get natural light, but there's a bit more privacy. Okay, that's more like it. And we'll put the bathhouse right above the door. One of the first things we see in this scene are the Huntrix girls ready to slay some demons. And then, unfortunately, we see the Saja boys, who's getting the water demons to handle their lightweight because I think they're scared. And now time to build the actual hot tub. So I'll probably start with the outline for it. And I don't want it to be too big, but I want it to be big enough. I'm also gonna add some slabs. That way it can be kind of poking up above the floor, but not like that much. That's just too big. And now let's fill it up with water. And now for one tiny little detail. Obviously it's not a hot tub if it's not hot. So I'm gonna add some fireplaces, some floorboards, turn those quartz to hide them, and now we have a real life hot tub. And now that the hot tub's done, in this corner, I'm gonna put one of those hot water steam contraptions. And if you don't know what that is, basically you pour water on the stones and it makes it really steamy in here. I'll go ahead and do the fireplace trick again, and probably put some cute little panels on the sides to make it decorative. Here's the bucket where we get the water from, and then here are the utensils we use. And for a funny extra detail, a real-life picture of the hot tub from the movie. Now, once the Huntrix girls peeked their heads in and realized the Saja boys actually were in here, obviously they had to kill them. But it turns out the Saja boys were leading them into a trap, because the bathhouse was full of these horrible water demons. So now I'm gonna fill this bathhouse with the same water demons. I want to represent that they were actually coming out of the water, so I'm gonna dig these water holes and then stick them in so it looks like they're crawling up out of the water. That looks really creepy, but really good. They look just like the picture. And now I'll make sure to put plenty around the bathhouse. One of the funniest scenes ever was when Abby said, I knew they would. That one's always looking at me. And then the girl said, no, we're not. I think maybe they were. Also, it's so funny that they have popcorn coming out of their eyes. I bet Jinu thought he was so sly when he ran out of the bathhouse. Although he looked kind of silly doing it. But Roomy had other plans. This is gonna be a snippet from my absolute favorite scene. So far, Roomy and Jinu are actual enemies. I mean, Roomy is literally trying to kill Jinu in the bathhouse. When Roomy finally catches up to Jinu, they have a seriously cutie pie interaction. And Jinu happens to find out that Roomy's actually half demon, but I think this is when he actually falls for her. So this is gonna be the Museum of Rude Jinu. Now to set up the museum, I'll go ahead and put some picture frames down. I kind of want it to look like a slideshow from the movie, so that should be perfect. We'll start our visual journey with when Roomy finally caught up to Jinu. Die, demon! And then Jinu was like, dang girl, you're really strong. Wow, Roomy babe, you're so strong. Boss babe. Then the closer he looked, he saw that she had patterns. Plot twist! OMG! Patterns? On a demon hunter? I bet he was so surprised. Which obviously made our girl Roomy super self-conscious. Oh no, he saw my patterns. Poor girl. And one of the funniest / worst parts about this is all of this is going on while Roomy's friends Meera and Zoe are kind of about to die from water demons. Help us! But remember, Roomy just got exposed and her friends don't know. What are we gonna do? Demon Daddy Jinu to the rescue! Look at her blushing. You can see the blush just like barely. Okay, queen. We see you blushing. And then obviously there's like the best pic of Jinu like ever. I mean, look at his chain. Why is it in the air like that? And then, you know, after after she finally catches her breath after all this happened, she realizes that her arm's been patched up. Gasp! He covered my patterns? Does he love me? And then thankfully Roomy's able to get back to helping her friends so they, don't die. That was probably the most emotional whirlwind I've ever been taken on in a movie before. Now, I definitely want to emphasize that bathhouses aren't all bad. I mean, Zoe and Meera have been trying to go to the bathhouse with Roomy for like years, but she'd never go and they didn't know why. Obviously, we now know it's because she's like a demon and didn't want her friends to find out. But at the end of the movie, they actually do find out and end up all going to the bathhouse together. And they have a great time. They also, cry a lot, but that's totally valid. And that's the K-pop Demon Hunter bathhouse scene. And now we head downstairs for the doctor's office scene. Roomy starts to lose her voice at a concert and she doesn't know why. Now we know it's because she was hiding secret shame, because she's a demon and all. But at the time, her friends Meera and Zoe didn't know she was a demon. Zoe told Roomy that she had the best ever doctor in mind that's helped countless celebrities before and could totally help her too. So they dress up incognito and snuck down to the doctor's office. I don't exactly know what this means in Korean, but this is the name of the doctor's office. The first thing we see in the doctor's office scene is the doctor's desk where he has a bunch of fancy qualifications and stuff. And here are 2 of his real life qualifications. And we'll pretend like this is one of the plates on the top shelf. And we'll place a bunch of books with another one of his little plates behind it. And he has this really cool statue head, but we're actually gonna use the creeper head. Right beside the bookshelf, he has all his other certificates. And now it's time for his actual desk, which I'll use the frame mod to make. Before I get to the office chair, I probably want to go ahead and give him a nice cozy carpet. Now I just need to find the perfect office chair. Okay, this one matches in color, but it's very tiny. Okay, why are all these chairs so small? I guess he could just have a tiny chair and a really massive desk. At his desk, he probably has a computer with some table clutter, probably. A notebook where he pretends to make his schedules, but he really just wants autographs from all the K-pop stars. And a cup of coffee. Right beside the doctor's desk, he has some hangers. And that's where I'll put his lab coat. Roomy sees the doctor has helped a ton of celebrity patients, and that totally gives her some hope. So I'm gonna recreate the wall where he keeps all his pictures. It's so funny because Zoe was so encouraging, and Roomy was trying. And now let's build the waiting room where the Huntrix girls are sitting. We'll use a pink table, some magenta chairs, and some purple ones. And to match that theme, a pink and purple rug. I can only imagine the Huntrix girls in a waiting room. I bet they were touching all of the doctor's things and probably telling tons of jokes. And actually, they were reading magazines of themselves. And I'll go ahead and put more magazine holders down to represent that. In the background, we can see there's 2 different medical posters. Now, I didn't get the exact poster, but I did recreate one. And I almost forgot a shoe rack. In different countries like Japan and Korea, they typically take their shoes off before going in places, which is probably definitely the sanitary option. And now I'll hang a chandelier in the waiting room area. And then the doctor walks in. And after he introduces himself and they all bow, he goes over to the hospital bed where Roomy is and says, "Let me see." Roomy thought he wanted to look inside her mouth, but really he wanted to look inside her soul. And he could definitely see it with those big eyeballs. This is the part where I was so scared that Roomy's secret was about to be exposed in front of her friends. But thankfully the doctor didn't see anything too crazy. He also did it to Zoe and Meera, and their reactions were hilarious. After finally getting a diagnosis of closed off with a lot of walls, Roomy got her tonics. And then when they were headed out the door, Roomy saw this picture that was actually a fake. He put a sticker on a picture of them. He didn't actually meet them before. And that's the K-pop Demon Hunter doctor's office scene. Next up, we have the soda pop room. Not only did this scene give us the catchiest song ever, but it was the very first time we actually saw the Saja boys perform. The colors are so iconic because they're all pretty, vibrant, purple, pink, lavender. I just love them. I want to start by making the giant soda pop can they sing and dance on. So I'll use yellow carpet and then make the rim of the can using these lavender lamp blocks. And now I'll put the Saja boys front and center. And I love the little background behind them, so on this wall, I want to try and recreate that. I'll start by putting a bunch of random item frames up. Is it just me, or is it every time that I try and put something random up, it ends up looking like it's in a pattern? I'll start with these cutie little dancing stars. And now I'll place the hearts. And then these nether stars. And some sodas. And now for a couple fireworks. That's the cutest accent wall ever! Very much giving soda pop. When they were blowing hearts to the crowd, Meera was like, they can make hearts out of thin air? I think that's so funny. So in honor of that, I'm gonna make a little bitty heart area with some heart garland, some heart balloons, And a couple hanging heart lights. With a cute pink carpet. In the Soda Pop scene, the Saja boys do an impromptu concert right in the middle of an outdoor shopping place. I want to make sure to include tables and chairs to represent that. And I think these cutie pie little diner tables work perfectly. At first I was gonna like mix the colors up and do different colored chairs with different colored tables, but then I decided not to. And I think they turned out really cute. I didn't even realize the view! That's one of my other K-pop Demon Hunter houses. And if you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Go watch it! Oh wait, actually, before you watch that video, finish this one, okay? Thanks! I have these super silly pictures of all of the Saja boys' new fans that I'm gonna put on the wall. This guy was probably my favorite because he was so funny. That guy changed his shirt like 15 times in the movie. He kept bouncing from Saja boy to Huntrix to Saja boy to Huntrix. But at least we know he's a real fan. And I almost forgot! The Huntrix girls were not happy about their impromptu concert. I mean, duh, they were trying to steal their fans. And one of the really funny parts of the scene is when the Saja boys were acting super nice, but the Huntrix didn't trust them, so they stomped on all the presents, corn dogs, and cotton candy to protect the fans. I bet they thought they were just doing what they were supposed to do. And then, of course, they invited everyone to watch them play games, which we all kind of know is where it started to go really downhill really fast. And that's what we're heading off to next. But first, we have to get battle ready. After finding out the Saja boys were actually demons, Huntrix kicked into action and got super battle ready. It's giving Demon Hunter. Right here, we could put the vanity where they get battle ready, which looks a little bit like this. This was literally one of my favorite scenes from the movie. I was laughing so hard. And then they put on their boots, their awesome belts, all their beautiful bracelets, and obviously their nails that spell out Kill Saja. I didn't catch that the first time around in the movie, did you? And then the girls were all battle ready. Meanwhile, the Saja boys were on the game show Play Games With Us, drinking hot sauce? Yeah, you heard that right. Chugging hot sauce. The funniest part about this scene to me was definitely the Saja boys wearing bibs and drinking out of baby bottles. Like, who puts hot sauce in a baby bottle? That's crazy. And it's so funny because the Huntrix girls are trying so hard to be sneaky, but once again, it's another trap by the Saja boys. And Renu calls them out, and then they're all just like deer and headlights. And of course, we all know how that ended up. And now to spice up the set just a little bit, some paper lanterns and a really cool carpet. And that's the Play Games With Us scene. And now it's time for couch, couch, couch. Now the actual couch from the scene is massive. Plus the entire thing is white. And I'm pretty sure it has some really cozy footrests that are also white. And if you look really closely, you can see that there's a bunch of cushions on the couch. And now for the super cute carpet that goes under the couch. The carpet under the couch is actually so important. Normal people don't have that big of a rug under their couch, which shows that the Huntrix girls are obviously a big deal. If you couldn't already tell by their massive high-rise apartment. Ooh, and one more fun little detail we can add. I might not have built a high-rise apartment for the girls, but I definitely can give them big windows. And even better, I can make it nighttime outside to more accurately match the scene. When Bobby comes to their apartment to tell them that their new single Golden is exploding, you can see in the background all of their albums and records that have gone viral. And I definitely want to include that detail. And if you look even closer, you can see their records that went golden. And I'm definitely including that. Also in the living room, there's a scene from way earlier in the movie when Roomy loses her voice and the girls discuss going to the doctor. I wanted to include this scene because it's really sweet. Plus, we have noodles. Also, if you look really closely, there's some super cool posters on the wall behind them. I don't want to brag or anything, but these are really similar to what was actually in the movie. In the movie, we don't really get to see a ton of the Huntrix's kitchen, but we do get to see a tiny sliver of it, and we see that they have some really cool cyan chairs. That's so funny, they can eat their dinner while watching the Saja boys on TV. Once the girls decide to give up their super nice couch break, they celebrate in their new outfits. In that scene, we see Bobby standing on a beautiful marble floor, which is a perfect place to put a dining room table. Now, in terms of dining room table, the girls aren't super fancy, and they would prefer just to have something white and simple. So that's exactly what I'll give them. It fits so perfectly! And that's like, several different scenes. Now, at the beginning of the video, I promised you'd see the Huntrix girls rock out on stage with your very own eyeballs. And I intend to follow through with my promise by building a music stage for the whole neighborhood. Ta-da! I'm gonna go ahead and start by changing the floor. Now, it's not exactly the same as the one from the movie, but it's the best I could do in Minecraft. We'll lay a couple mics around, have a super awesome drum set, a bunch of different guitars, and a keyboard. And now I'll go ahead and set up their stands. And here we have the Huntrix girls, ready to steal the Hun Moon. And that's the K-pop Demon Hunter stage scene. Wow, guys, this was by far the most fun K-pop Demon Hunter house I've ever built. If you haven't seen my other K-pop Demon Hunter houses, go to my channel to check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!